Hey everyone, this is Sean with Troxel Services, and this is another 5-minute drive-by segment for business entrepreneurs. And this is a series where I'm driving, and so you'll hear background noise because I'm driving. And I'm going to be putting this voiceover onto footage of our team in the field. So today's topic is very important. Don't make this mistake, but I don't even know what the topic, what the title is going to be on the thumbnail just yet, or the title of the video. But let me explain what it is. It's whether you've been in business for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, this could happen to you or more. A competitor, easiest one to understand will be what happened to me. Lawn care and landscaping, a competitor, well-known in the community. He and his partner and maybe another employee, they had about 70 customers, all in the same area that we serve our customers. And he reaches out to me in late May, after we grew a little bit, after we've been in business several years. And he says, Sean, my business partner has to leave, and I can't take on this many customers. I want to give them all to you. I want to give you my customers that they already need lawn care service. They're already in your area. And I'm going to tell you the prices I charge for each one. Now, the first thought most people would have is, holy cow, that is my moment. I can just increase, because he wanted to give at least half. So like 35 to 40 customers. And he was going to give me the prices and refer everyone to us, because he knew that Troxel Services was pretty well known in the community. We have a good reputation. He knew that I had, 6, 7, 8, 9 employees at the time. And so that was a safe thing for him to transfer them to me. He didn't want to, look bad to the customer, and wanted to do the right thing, I'm sure. So he sends it over to me, and I thought long and hard about this. And I said, man, it took me a whole year to get up to 35 or about 40 customers, 40 to 45 customers in the first year, maybe 50 towards the end of the year. But it took a lot. Like if you've listened to previous kind of segments and episodes in this whole drive-by series, you'll hear where I talk about, doing a lot of service for free initially, just to get your name out there and recognition out there. The first 30 services that we did to 40 was free, and serving certain people in the community. So like, why would I not be chomping at the bit? So let me give you some huge red flags, because that could happen to you. It could happen in the construction industry and, all kinds of different service-based industry, maid services, but lawn care and landscaping, it's very, very common. Number one, just right off the bat, once you're established in the marketplace, you don't need a whole lot of help getting new customers. If your reputation is out there, they're going to come. There's enough people going in and out of this industry that can't stay in business, that those customers will come, and your biggest issue is always execution, being able to execute in a timely manner. But that being said, this seemed like a pretty sweet deal. That he was going to give me the names and numbers of all 35 of these customers, all in the area I need to, and the price. And I knew I could raise the price a little bit if I wanted to. So I told him initially, I said, listen, I don't think this is going to work out that well. It's not a good idea for us to take on, 20 or 30 at one time or more. So I thought about it, and I just laid it out to him. I said, I don't know that I want to do too many, because we need to be able to serve our existing customers well. Well, let me tell you a few red flags. Number one, think about it like this. If this other business is giving you half of their customers, which half are they going to choose? Okay, that's number one. They're going to choose the half that they may not have priced right and don't know how to say otherwise, or they got to, get rid of them anyways because they can't keep them all. They're going to give you the half that are the least beneficial. And they're going to give you the half that may have had problems paying, or, like I said, were priced incorrectly, or had some difficulty on the property that was hard on the equipment, really steep hills, things like that. And I'm not saying this guy had bad intentions overall, but I know that he did do that because we did take on some, but I was very careful to only take on about 12 or 13 over the course of 2 weeks. And I made sure all of their cards were on file, And I made sure they knew our policies, and I increased all of them by an average of about 15%. Maybe 20% in some instances, but 15% at least. And I wasn't even able to see him physically in every situation. I had to look him up on Street View and Google Maps because I know I only had a couple days to get this done, and we were already in the busy seasons. It was late May, early June, and I couldn't afford to just go look at 20 properties. So I reached out to about 20 of them. Only about 12 of them were okay with the increase. There was some that I just didn't reach out to at all. It was too much, and I had some red flags with where they were located or the properties. But my main thing on creating this episode or this segment in the drive-by 5-minute drive-by series is don't get too excited if a competitor wants to give you customers, even if it's just one or two. Don't celebrate that. It's not that you need to always think that it's bad, but just be very cautious and, don't take on any more than you can handle, because if you take too many on at one time, you'll end up failing your existing customers. And that's not something you want to do to you or your team where you're feeling like you're not able to deliver well. So we were able to take on 12. We took on 6 the first week and 6 the next. And I would say 9 out of 12 of them, this is after I filtered down out of 25 or 30, right? So 9 out of 12 of them, I'm really glad we have. The other 3 we're going to have to work on next year and kind of decide whether or not we want to kind of keep them or raise the prices, which you should always do. Just do it respectfully, right? So watch out for those red flags. If a competitor or a nice person in the neighborhood or the nice person in the community is like, hey, I like to give you these lawns, I just can't do it anymore. And especially if they keep some, you have to ask yourself, why are they giving them to us? And just have those red flags. And then that's why they would do it. So watch out for that. But then secondly, make sure you don't take on too many at one time. Just be honest. Hey, I can take on about 3. I want to do well with what I have. I can grow at about 3 new properties a week at this point, so I don't overload our team or our equipment. So that's a very important one. It's going to happen in business, and avoid getting your eyes getting wide and seeing those 30 new customers and thinking that's going to be a big thing. That could actually sink your company. You could end up taking on those 30, hurting your relationships with your existing, hopefully 60, 70, 80. In our case, we had about 120 at this point. So, those additional 35 could have ruined everything if we tried to take those on. And it could have caused issues with our equipment, cash flow issues if we didn't have them card on file, and certainly budgeted hours if we were not able to make a profit. And you just don't need that. So keep your antennas up. Watch out for those red flags if someone's trying to give you properties. Look at them, because like I said, we got 9 to 12 good properties. And that really did help us that year growing, another decent amount. We grew about 30 overall that particular year. So that was cool getting that, but we had to do it in a wise way. And so be careful out there and have fun.